Welcome to Power Books on this audiobook summary of 0 to 1, Notes on Startups or How to Build the Future by Peter Thiel and Blake Masters. Peter Thiel, co-founder of PayPal and Palantir, brings us an unconventional guide on building companies that innovate rather than simply imitate. 0 to 1 challenges the idea that progress lies in copying what's already been done. Instead, Thiel emphasizes creating something entirely new, a shift from 0 to 1. Thiel's approach is about harnessing technology and creativity to push boundaries and create monopolies instead of getting stuck in relentless competition. Thiel's message is direct and thought-provoking. Monopoly, not competition, fuels long-term success. He offers insights for founders and investors alike on creating groundbreaking ideas, building teams with a shared mission, and setting the foundations to drive sustained, meaningful growth. Let's dive into each chapter of 0 to 1, where we'll explore Thiel's principles for achieving success by thinking boldly and originally. Chapter 1, The Challenge of the Future. In the first chapter, Thiel sets the stage by defining the concept of 0 to 1. Moving from 0 to 1 is about making something entirely new, a true innovation. It's the difference between progress through duplication, or 1 to n, and progress through innovation, or 0 to 1. For Thiel, progress that goes from 0 to 1 is what drives real change in the world. The key lesson here is about looking forward rather than competing within existing paradigms. Thiel warns that too many entrepreneurs are locked in fierce competition, focused on improving existing ideas rather than inventing new ones. He calls for individuals to adopt a forward-thinking perspective, to imagine a future that's different from today, and to act on that vision. Thiel also emphasizes that innovation isn't just about technology. It can happen in all aspects of business, from product development to organizational design. His challenge to entrepreneurs is clear. Avoid building another company that does the same thing. Instead, strive to create something unique. Chapter 2, Party Like It's 1999. In this chapter, Thiel examines the burst of the dot-com bubble and the widespread belief that business models driven by hope and hype would inevitably succeed. This era taught businesses some critical but potentially misleading lessons. Thiel describes these as false lessons of the 1990s, and he argues that they continue to hinder innovation. The chapter explores why growth at all costs and endless scaling are often unsustainable. Thiel points out that many companies during the dot-com boom chased popularity rather than profitability. A key lesson from this chapter is that lasting success doesn't come from following trends, but from building a business model that is unique and valuable. For Thiel, the lesson is simple. True value creation demands thought, strategy, and patience. Instead of trying to repeat the successes of the dot-com era, Thiel encourages entrepreneurs to focus on building a solid foundation for future growth. Chapter 3, All Happy Companies Are Different. Here, Thiel introduces a central theme of the book, monopoly versus competition. Thiel argues that monopolies, contrary to popular belief, are actually good for society and innovation. He claims that all successful companies are essentially monopolies because they dominate their markets, allowing them to reinvest in growth and innovation without fear of being undercut by competitors. The lesson here is to aim for a monopoly, not by suppressing competition, but by creating something so unique and valuable that it dominates the market by default. According to Thiel, monopolies have the freedom to think long-term, invest in research and development, and benefit their customers in ways that competitive companies can't. Thiel urges entrepreneurs to identify areas where they can build unique advantages and avoid crowded markets, thus avoiding the pitfall of perfect competition where businesses are constantly undercutting each other. Chapter 4, The Ideology of Competition. In Chapter 4, Thiel dives deeper into the dangers of competition. He argues that competition can be so intense that it distracts companies from their core mission, leading them to focus on beating rivals rather than creating value for customers. Thiel believes that competition, when taken to the extreme, can lead to a type of war that ultimately stifles innovation. This competitive mindset is prevalent in many businesses today, where companies are so focused on incremental improvements that they miss opportunities for disruptive innovation. The key takeaway here is to avoid falling into a competitive mindset. Thiel encourages entrepreneurs to think beyond their competitors and focus on building products and services that stand alone. Only by doing so can they create lasting value and avoid the pitfalls of the competitive grind. Chapter 5, Last Mover Advantage. Thiel introduces the concept of the last mover advantage, the idea that it's often better to be the last great company in a new market than the first to enter it. First mover advantages can be overrated, as they often lead to rapid, unsustainable growth and competition that's difficult to survive. Thiel's advice to founders is to build their business for the long haul. By focusing on establishing a unique, sustainable advantage, companies can create a lasting legacy. He suggests creating products that will remain relevant over time rather than rushing to market with something new but ultimately short-lived. The lesson is about building something enduring rather than simply aiming to be first. Last mover advantage means creating a company that will stand the test of time by avoiding trends and instead focusing on true value. Chapter 6, You Are Not a Lottery Ticket. In Chapter 6, Thiel challenges the popular notion that success is largely a matter of luck. He argues that successful businesses are the result of careful planning and strategic thinking, not just fortunate timing. This chapter encourages readers to think about what they can control and to reject the idea that success is out of their hands. By focusing on things like rigorous planning, thoughtful decision-making, and a willingness to learn from mistakes, entrepreneurs can tilt the odds in their favor. Thiel's message here is clear. Don't leave success to chance. Instead, adopt a proactive approach to your business that allows you to shape your own future. Chapter 7, Follow the Money. This chapter explores the power law in venture capital and business. Thiel explains that a few investments often make up the bulk of a venture fund's returns, and this principle applies to startups as well. A few decisions or customers often drive most of a company's success. The lesson here is to focus on high-impact opportunities rather than spreading efforts thin across multiple areas. Entrepreneurs should seek out projects and clients that offer the potential for exponential returns rather than incremental improvements. Thiel encourages entrepreneurs to think big and aim for outsized rewards, focusing on opportunities that have the potential for massive returns. Chapter 8, Secrets. Thiel's next chapter is about finding and using secrets to drive innovation. He believes there are still untapped secrets in every industry. Unique insights or ways of doing things that others haven't yet discovered or fully appreciated. He argues that great companies are built around these secrets, which allow them to deliver unique value to customers. Thiel encourages readers to question the status quo and to seek unconventional solutions to big problems. The key takeaway is to look for these hidden opportunities in overlooked areas, then to harness them in ways that others can't easily replicate. For entrepreneurs, the lesson is clear. Discover your industry's secrets and use them to offer something nobody else can. Chapter 9, Foundations. In Chapter 9, Thiel addresses the importance of establishing a strong foundation for any company, with a particular focus on the founding team and the early decisions that set a business's trajectory. Thiel emphasizes the idea that bad decisions made in the early days of a company can haunt it for years. This is especially true when it comes to the choice of co-founders, the team's core values, and the company's mission. Thiel stresses that choosing the right team is critical, and that founders should take the time to build a shared sense of purpose. The lesson here is that solid foundations lead to long-term stability and success. By building a team that's aligned in values and vision, entrepreneurs create a solid base that will support future growth and innovation. Chapter 10, The Mechanics of Mafia. In this chapter, Thiel delves into the idea of cultivating a strong, mission-driven culture using the analogy of a mafia, a closely knit group bound by loyalty and shared purpose. Thiel argues that a strong culture can be a company's competitive advantage, especially for startups that need to operate with flexibility and unity in challenging environments. The key lesson here is to build a team that's fully committed to the company's mission, where everyone feels they are an integral part of the vision. Thiel stresses that a tight-knit, aligned team can operate more effectively, make faster decisions, and adapt to changes with resilience. This kind of culture can make all the difference when scaling a business and facing competition. Chapter 11, If You Build It, Will They Come? Thiel tackles the myth that a great product sells itself. He argues that even the best products require well-thought-out marketing, sales, and distribution strategies to succeed. This chapter focuses on the importance of not only creating value, but also capturing it by reaching the right audience effectively. Thiel teaches that entrepreneurs must understand the distribution channels for their product or service and be willing to invest in a solid sales strategy. The lesson is that building a great product is only half the battle. Getting it into customers' hands through the right channels is just as important. Chapter 12, Man and Machine. In Chapter 12, Thiel addresses the question of whether technology will replace humans or complement them. He argues that the best businesses use technology to enhance human capabilities rather than replace them. Thiel highlights that companies at the forefront of innovation focus on combining human and machine strengths, creating a synergistic approach that maximizes efficiency and creativity. The lesson here is that technology should be viewed as a tool for augmenting human potential rather than as a replacement for people. Thiel encourages entrepreneurs to think about how their products can empower individuals and create positive societal change by leveraging the best of both human and technological capabilities. Chapter 13, Seeing Green. This chapter dives into the challenges and opportunities of building sustainable, environmentally friendly businesses. Thiel explores clean tech and green energy initiatives, pointing out that many early ventures in these fields failed because they were driven more by ideology than by solid business fundamentals. Thiel emphasizes that entrepreneurs should only pursue green tech if it makes economic sense. He believes that to be successful, sustainable businesses must not only contribute to the environment, but also be profitable. The key takeaway is to build sustainable ventures that align economic and environmental interests, ensuring both financial success and positive ecological impact. Chapter 14, The Founder's Paradox. The final chapter, The Founder's Paradox, explores the complex nature of startup founders, who often have outsized personalities and contrasting qualities. Thiel observes that the best founders are often extreme in some way, embodying contradictions that can make them hard to understand, but also uniquely suited to lead groundbreaking companies. Thiel encourages founders to embrace their unique qualities, suggesting that these paradoxes are often what set successful entrepreneurs apart. The lesson here is that founders should be authentic and leverage their distinct traits to inspire others and drive their vision forward, even if they don't fit the conventional mold. Conclusion. Thiel wraps up 0 to 1 with a final message. The future is shaped by those who dare to think differently and build from scratch. This book serves as a manifesto for innovators and entrepreneurs who want to create new technologies, monopolize their markets, and achieve lasting success. Thiel's core message is that the future belongs to those who are willing to find their unique path and have the courage to pursue it. If you found this summary insightful and want to explore the transformative power of the present even further, consider picking up the full book for a deeper understanding. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Power Books for more impactful book summaries, and share this video with anyone who might benefit from these teachings. Do you have thoughts or questions about today's summary? Feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear how you're incorporating these principles into your life or any challenges you're facing. Remember, knowledge is not power. The application of knowledge is power. And best time to take action is always now. Until our next summary, embrace the present fully and don't give up on your dreams. Thank you for watching, and take care.